Fill in the blank. I feel blank about the way things are going in the country these days.
I'll say scary.
Disgusted.
Numb.
Ashamed.
It's going in a negative direction, and I just leave it like that.
They aren't going the best, but I think it's changing for better. Maybe there is some better, and maybe there isn't.
Waiting to see where this world's taking us right now.
I feel angry about the way the world's going right now.
Again, what do you feel like is going in the right direction?
I've served this country, many military in other ways as well. You can pick whoever you'd like to choose. At some point it doesn't really matter. I believe this administration now, who is the president, whether I like him or not, and I don't like everything he does, but I like the fact that he puts Americans first, and I think that there could be some good that comes out of it. Not everything is good, but there could be some good that comes out of it. On the big spectrum of things, we aren't going to make a huge difference anyway. No point in getting stressed out over something you can't control.
I'm an optimist, so I always want to think that things are going to be good regardless of who's in office. It's things that could be fixed as far as health-wise. I really haven't dove into the political scene like that. To me, personally, I feel like it really doesn't matter who's in control. It's just the people that make the difference, in my opinion.
I'm disgusted because the direction that Trump's taking the country. The president's supposed to represent everybody, Democrats and Republicans. It seems like he only wants to represent Republicans and people who voted for him. And if you didn't vote for him, he doesn't care about you.
The crime, the way the prices are for everything now. I mean, bills are sky high, crime is up. I mean, you name it. It's just not going in the right direction, in my opinion.
He also seems to have an issue with color, because if his issue is, okay, well, he wants to get rid of all these Mexicans who are rapists and murderers, and he's going after the worst of the worst. But you never see ICE rolling up on gang members and all that stuff. They're going to Home Depot and schools and courtrooms and picking up laborers every time they talk about rapists and murderers, and then they just go after brown people.
How much political power do you believe you have on a scale of 0 to 10? How much political power do you think the Black community has? And I'll talk about both of them together.
For the community, I put 4. Because I believe we definitely don't have that much power. We are not really getting represented the right way. And even though we try to stop and make a voice about it, it's always a criticism about whatever we're doing, protesting or whatever.
I put myself at a 6. I put the community at a 4. I think for myself at a 6, I think the power is being taken out of my hands purposely, not just by 47, but by all the people that put them in position. On the community, I put a 4 because I just don't think we're educated enough. I don't think we care enough. I think we're more concerned about what's going on TikTok or on America's Got Talent. So I don't think we do enough. And I think, that we give us a whole lot more purpose if we would actually take care of ourselves and our people, and stop sitting around waiting for somebody else to do it for us.
How likely are you to vote in the 2026 midterm election? A 0 means that you definitely won't vote. A 10 means you definitely will vote. Use any number between 0 and 10. Okay, everybody is a 9 or a 10. Definitely going to vote in the next election. What are the top issues that you're concerned about these days?
Housing,
prices,
crime, inflation, things that we never, had to experience in this lifetime. I think that things are going okay, but I think that they can be a lot better. And that's across both party lines.
The youth, the young Black men out here committing crimes, and they're not committing like little itsy bitsy crimes. They're committing I'm talking about some serious
felonies. The way the world is going, it's just not going the right way it should. The young Black men think it's cool to just be in the streets robbing people and doing whatever they want.
Mine is Trump stealing all the power. We're supposed to have 3 separate units of power, and Trump's the Republicans, they're basically giving all their power, so there's no checks on the executive branch. We might not have an election in 4 years.
I agree with that. Overreach and lots of deregulation, which it doesn't seem to be helping the community. Breaking down and dismantling the Department of Education seems like a ridiculous notion. That's the way to keep people uneducated, and that's how you keep control of people.
For me, it's the social attack, the attack of personalities. I can remember other presidents celebrating other members. Their ideology may not be the same, but this gross tacky smear campaign. I've never seen a president from the White House hit a former president and a talk show host in the same sentence. I think it's ridiculous. I think it is not presidential, and I think we are in a slippery slope because the crazy that we allow now will be the measuring stick for later.
How do you think Democrats are doing if you had to give them a grade between an A and an F? Ooh, okay. Everyone gave between a C and an F.
They're invisible. There are a couple of outliers, but there's just not enough of them to really make a difference. AOC out there isn't enough. Rashida Tlaib isn't enough. You need more people who are fighters and aren't complicit in just writing very strongly worded letters. It doesn't do enough. You want to get out with the people, with the constituents, and actually keep them educated and affect change.
I gave a C because a lot of people are saying, okay, well, the Democrats aren't doing enough. Well, they have no power. They can't do anything.
I gave them an F because they don't talk for the American people. They're always talking about money this, money that, money this, money that. They're never talking about the crisis that is at hand. So they're never really talking about pushing the American people forward in a positive direction.
What letter grade would you give Republicans? 3 C's and 5 F's. Again, nobody's getting an A or a B.
Well, look at the economy. I mean, everything they're doing, I think they're doing it the wrong way. And if they ask for more help from us, the Democrats, then maybe we can get this world under control. But until then, if the Republicans going to take control and do everything they're doing now, this world is not going to look good in the future.
I gave them a C because I see the Jeffrey Epstein case, and I see majority of them, like, they want to know what's on that file. You know, they want to know. I see some of them does have morals, you know, and we understand they do have their boss is like a big bully, a bulldog, and majority of them follow them because, you know, a lot of them just want to stay in office, because if they go against them, they'll be voted out of office. So I gave them a C because a couple files like the Jeff Epstein, some of them want to hear about it. Some of them are saying some things about the immigration status, saying it's kind of wrong, you know, doing this to certain people, but not all of them.
What letter grade would you give the President of the United States? 6 F's, 1 B, and 1 C. Why you give him a B, Ken?
Because he's doing everything he said he'd do. But he's also doing things that he said he wouldn't do. He can't get an A.
Michael, why a C?
Yeah, this was tough because I was really wanted to go F. So even though I really don't like him as a person, I felt like the last time he was in office, the economy was a lot better. You know, I've never seen a president give money away, you know, like a stimulus. When he did the stimulus check, he kind of destabilized a lot rate, you know, the first time he was in office. But I'm not sure if Kamala would have done any better. Trump is a little drastic at times. Kamala seemed invisible to me when she was the vice president. If he can get the economy together, he all right with me.
Jeff, last one. Why'd you give him an F?
Prices are high. Things are still high. And he said he's doing it for the American people, but sometimes the ego get in the way, and you know, the pride get in the way. Like, I haven't never seen that side of him to say, hey, we're going to get this right. You know, Democrats, Republicans, let's get together. It's just my way or the highway. And that don't work.
Things are under attack, and we must be willing to do everything we can to resist and fight back. Why do you feel that way?
I think Trump sees himself, he wants to be like Putin. He just wants all the power. Right now, I think he's angling for a third term if he thinks he can get it. Like, he's floating that out there, acting like he's joking around. I think we're not going to recognize the country if we can't win this next election and at least get Congress or somebody to put a check on his power. I think we're going to be so screwed.
Andrew, why do you think it's important that we do everything we can to resist and fight back?
I feel like the country is for sale again. I feel like he doesn't have anything to really worry about because he's pilfering it. I think you dismantle everything and then you give contracts. That's why you can threaten Elon. I think what he's done is he's dismantling it so it can be pilfered, it could be recontracted, it can be taken and put in the hands of people who necessarily don't look like us, and they won't look like us because the ones that look like us didn't get put in office.
Harrison, why do you say the things I care about are under attack, but I must focus on myself and the things I can control? Why is that more important than fighting back?
First of all, how do American people vote for a president with 34 felonies? Me as a black man, they got black men, black people of color out here with one felony, can't even get a goddamn job at goddamn Popeyes. So that would leave that alone. I don't get my blood pressure up. I'm controlling my destiny right now. I can't control what this racist this racist person does in control. That's all he wanted anyway, was control, power.
But when you think about this political moment, what does political resistance look like? What does it look like to resist the things that you disagree with?
I think it's know your rights, and when you see them being trampled on, speak up. If you see someone else's rights being trampled on, speak up. I think that's fundamentally what's happening, is that they're trying to see how far they can go to take away our rights. We haven't had them for that long. To go off of just what we were talking about before, we haven't had our rights the way we have them now for more than 2 generations. So why on earth would you give it back?